Hi everyone, Dr. JoAnn Tully, creator of Learn to Heal Yourself here. I am a mind-body doctor that teaches my clients tools to let go of the negative thoughts, emotions, and beliefs that might be sabotaging their energy, their health, and their life. And I work with clients with chronic illness or just who are simply tired, depressed, and utterly miserable. So welcome to this short little video. I just tried to do a Facebook Live and my phone kept cutting out. Something was going on, I think, with my internet access. So just decided to quick do a little video and post that to Facebook instead. So welcome. This morning I just did a new blog post called Pain and Illness, Cause and Effect. And if you're on my newsletter list, you should have received that via email. You can always go to my website, drjoanntully.com, and sign up for my newsletter, or just check out the blogs that I have there. But I want to come out here today and just explain a little bit more of this blog post. So, with pain and illness, any pain and illness, we all want to find the cause. We want to get to the cause. So for example, if you have a cold or flu, you might be thinking like, well, I got it from this person, this coworker, or, somebody in my family that I was around and they were sick. Or, maybe a cause of what you think might be like, well, I was exposed to some toxic chemicals or heavy metals, or I had a bug bite, I had, an infestation of, whatever, yeast, parasites, or there, viruses, bacteria, all sorts of things like that. We think we need a cause from the outside world to explain our pain or illness or disease. And a cause for pain, might be like, oh, okay, I had a car accident, or I fell down, or, this is an old injury, or it gets sore while I'm working or doing certain things. But I will promise you that the real cause is never what you think it is. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And so with my online membership course, Learn to Heal Yourself, it is mostly based on the teachings from A Course in Miracles, and then I sprinkle in some teachings from Law of Attraction as well too. And both of these teachings are the same in that there's so many similarities, but they would all say that the cause of all illness and pain and suffering is in your mind. So your thoughts are the true cause. And I know in some of my my blogs and everything, I would say that, the cause of all illness would be emotional stress. And so kind of like saying the same thing, because, your thoughts and beliefs will then create negative emotions within your body that then creates negative symptoms in your body. So basically the cause is all in your mind. So let's dive deeper into that, and hopefully I can explain it a little bit better. So A Course in Miracles would say that we have two different thought systems that we're working with here. One is who you really are, your true authentic self, and two is your ego self, or the portion of you that's not your real self. So let's talk about your true authentic self first. This one is based in love. It's in the energy of love can also be called or known as God, Source, Creator, Buddha, Jesus, whatever you want to call it. And even if you are atheist or you're not sure what you believe, you can call it grandma or a beloved pet or child or whatever. But that energy of love, that's what we're talking about. And when you are lined up with this energy of love, then your thoughts are naturally going to be things like, I am deserving, I am worthy, I am enough, I'm good enough just the way I am. And you have feelings then of peace and calm and joy, and just everything is going right in your life. And then you have this factory setting, it's your natural state to be healthy and happy. And there too. So that's your true authentic self. Those are what some of your thoughts would be and your feelings that would flow from that particular thought system. Now, the ego, the thought system of the ego, that's your false self. So that's completely the opposite. That's all about fear. And fear shows up in a lot of different ways in your life. And a lot of times we learn all about fear through other people most of the time. So especially when we're young, we're around other adults and, they're worried, anxious, angry, whatever it is. They might be having a really bad day. And as kids, we start to think like, oh, I did something wrong, or it's all my fault, or they're upset at me, when they really aren't. The adults don't explain it to you. You just make these assumptions that I must have done something wrong. So then we start to have, as children, we start to have thoughts and beliefs like, I don't matter, I'm not good enough, I'm not deserving, I'm not worthy, nobody loves me, I don't, all of those icky kinds of things. And then from there, if you think those thoughts long enough, they become your beliefs that are buried in your unconscious mind, the part that you're not aware of. And then they start to play out in different ways in your life. Just having those kinds of thoughts, you start to feel a little stressed. You start to feel a little tense, a little anguished. So then you could easily start to have pain, aches and pains in your body. And then from there, if left long enough, you will have negative emotions that you will actually experience: the fear, the anxiousness, the worry, or anger, resentment, guilt, whatever it is. And then from there, if nothing's done with that, you will develop some kind of physical symptom. So, and I want to read just a little excerpt from Mary Ann Williamson's book, A Return to Love, when she talks about fear. When fear is expressed, we recognize it as anger, abuse, disease, pain, greed, addiction, selfishness, obsession, corruption, violence, and more. So that's a lot of stuff there. So the ego, with all being about fear, again, fear shows up in so many different ways. And when you have pain or some kind of illness, you have been within the ego thought system. That is the cause. So you can always go back, trace everything back, and just change your thoughts, basically. Put in different thoughts, align with love, with who you truly are. And then that takes care of everything else. It takes care of your symptoms. It takes care of your aches and pains, your suffering. It just takes learning it. And you won't necessarily believe this until you experience it. This has to be experienced. You have to feel this in your body before you then really know that this is what it is. This is what's really going on. The other stuff that you learned with the fear and the ego, that's the backwards stuff that doesn't work. So these tools that A Course in Miracles and Law of Attraction would teach, they're just like gravity. They're universal laws. So it doesn't matter if you believe in them or not. This is how they work. So again, you have to experience it, and you can logically kind of follow along, but again, you won't feel the difference in your body until you actually apply these kinds of learning methods and experience them for yourself. So again, if you've got fear going on in your body, you will be creating physical symptoms that you don't like, because causes your thoughts. The effect is what you see in your body. So your body will reflect what is going on with your thoughts in your mind. Your physical symptoms reflect what's going on in your mind. Your life circumstances reflect what's going on in your mind. Your emotions reflect what's going on in your mind. So cause is your thoughts, and effect is anything you feel or experience in your outer world, your body, or what you see in your relationships, your job, your finances, all of those kinds of things. It really, really does work that way. It's just that's not the way we're taught. So, and the ego has this mantra of seek and do not find. So the ego has you searching for all of your answers outside of yourself. So again, you're searching like, oh, the cause of my illness must be these bugs, or this, these toxicities, or this food, or, whatever it is. When really, once you turn internally and look in your mind into your thoughts, That's where you're really going to find the cause. But your ego sends you on a wild goose chase. It doesn't want you to look within. It wants you to look outside of yourself, so you'll never find your answers. So all it takes really to turn your life around is learn some tools, and it's a process. I still use these tools every single day. I don't get tripped up near as much as I used to, but as long as I meditate or read a little bit within A Course in Miracles, or do some kind of focused meditation, then I'm pretty good. I'm solid. I line up with love, and my day goes really, really pretty good. 90% of the time, I am really, really good. When I'm not, when I've been all about fear and been listening to my ego, I know what to do. At least I have the tools. It might take me like a day to turn it around, but I know what to do. Where before, prior to doing this work, I was a mess. I was all about anger and resentment and guilt, and it showed up in my body in a lot of different ways. Um, I just don't want people to stay in that. I want people to have the healing that I have had. And I'm not the same person that I was a few years ago. I'm completely different, and I'm happy now, and I have my health back, and I have A Course in Miracles to thank for that. It saved my life. It was so profound. So that's what I want for you. And if you need help with this, I really, really urge you to look at my online classes. My Learn to Heal Yourself membership course is where I teach you everything that I learned myself. And it's ongoing. You just stay in it as long as you want to, as long as it's benefiting you. There's a lot of different information in there. And again, it's a journey, and we keep, going over certain things and coming together, and people are in contact with me so that I can help them. If you need some more information, I also encourage you to find one of my free classes on my website. There's one that's relatively new. It's Learn to Heal Yourself 3-Step Breakthrough Formula. That's free, and that'll give you a lot more detail of what I'm talking about here. So that might help you as you go through these kinds of things. But I just want you to know you can absolutely do this, and I will hold your hand and guide you every step of the way. But again, if nothing else, sign up. Make sure you're signed up for my newsletter on my website. There's a link on my Facebook page. It is www.drjoanntully.com. Thank you for listening. Make sure that you share this out to anybody else that might benefit from this, and make sure you like or comment with questions. But thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next time.